How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone had a good day yesterday. Tricky day yesterday. Um, right as mentioned, um, choppy day until after they spoke. Let's give it one more minute for everyone to get in here. What's going on, Sea Blast? What's up, Profits? So, right, yesterday took calls around this level here. Right, these wicks, buyer stepped in multiple times off this support. Right, which is why most people took calls here. Nothing you could do. Right, we started to see that breakout to the upside. Bulls were they were stepping in, but we rejected right off that GX flip gamma level. Couldn't break over, pulled back, started to see that consolidation and broke down. Right, nothing you could do. These wicks here is what led me to taking calls. Right, bounced every single time off of here. Was looking for a move up to 413 plus 414. But then, right, consolidation, rejected, saw that move to the downside. And once we broke this previous low, right, we saw that nice big candle to the downside. It is what it is. Can't win them all. I just need to make sure you're sizing correctly. Okay. See what else we got. Qs, right? Qs still pushing up, but now only at 0.25%. We still have this rising wedge, so I'm still curious as to see what happens here. But right, don't really want to fight the strength to the upside. VIX is very interesting. Right, we rejected 18.3, which is this previous resistance here. Right, we kind of have these lower and lower highs. Besides this, but we're testing this bottom trend line now. Right, looks like we might see a move back down to the zone around 16.7 or so. Okay, Tesla definitely looks interesting. Keeping an eye at open on this. All right, we kind of have this little flag here, right below this double top, right, which was we also had a double bottom right off this previous resistance, right. Previous resistance acting as a support. Seeing that move back to the upside, I'm going to take calls through 169.52. Right, set your alert at 169.52. If it breaks through this, we could definitely see a nice move to the upside. I'll definitely take calls through that with a stop loss around 168 or so, 168.3. Right around this previous resistance, right, 168.43. I'll probably have a stop loss right below that. You always want to identify, where you would have a stop loss and where you have a price target. All right. What's up, Tiffany? So Tesla definitely on my watch list. Coin looking pretty solid. Right, lower highs, higher lows. We are approaching the bottom of this flag. All right, looking to see if we can hold these levels. If we can, love calls here. Great risk to reward. All right, you take calls off support with a stop loss at the bottom, price target above. We also have a gap to fill above 60.16 or so. What is it? 60.11. Right, previous support acted as resistance. If we can push up and hold this support here, we should see a move through 58.8 all the way up to 60.11 or so. Okay. Looks great. If it breaks below 56.77, then we're most likely going to see a move back down to 54. Okay. Meta, right? We took calls here for a swing. Right, opened up down below, but held perfectly. Now we're just sitting below here. We need to move through 240 or so. The way Tesla moves, does it make sense to have stop loss so close? I'm just having it below support, right? So if we break through 169.52, which is this previous double top, and also this previous resistance from this, which was April 20th, right? I'm going to have a stop loss below here, which is the previous support below, right? So great risk to reward. Meta, I'll keep an eye and set an alert at this zone here. Hey, Jim. BABA, right down 0.7%, keeping an eye on this. If we can't break through 88.48, I do like puts. Amazon, look at this on Amazon. All right, here's the daily. So we tested this resistance yesterday, couldn't hold over, but now we're opening up above. Right, previous resistance, acted as resistance again yesterday, but we're opening up 0.85%. If we can break through 114.79, really like calls to the upside for a continuation play. Right, definitely gonna look at that. Okay, even have like these higher and higher lows. All right, looks pretty solid. Definitely keeping an eye on Amazon today. Netflix chart looks actually solid on the daily. All right, we have these higher and higher lows, and this resistance here broke out. Right, previous resistance broke out. Now we're seeing a full retest. Let's see what the fibs are looking like. Right into the golden zone. Right, this is a great daily chart. Solid chart. Definitely going to keep an eye for a reversal at this level. This Netflix daily looks great. Let's see. We also kind of have this flag. It's not the cleanest of all flags, but right, it's a little odd looking, but can definitely keep an eye on this and potentially take calls through. Do we want to use 335.17 or do we want to use this previous resistance? We'll keep an eye here, set an alert below. Netflix looks great too. Okay. If anyone has any questions on that, let me know. Okay. AMD, crazy move yesterday. Had news, right? I said we were in no man's land, which we were, but news popped it up. We saw a huge move to 103, right? And look where we started to reject, right? This previous resistance from March 22nd, March 23rd, acted as resistance again. So if we can break over high of yesterday, we should definitely see a continuation. Have this previous resistance at 104.59. Thank you, Carl. Everyone hit the like button. Would appreciate it. Apple just moving straight sideways. Right, we have this double top here at around 174.5 or so. And we've just been chopping sideways in this box, right? But we are approaching the lows. We're down here in pre-market, right? Weaker than most names, right? 0.37% to the downside. Kind of have these higher lows. So if this breaks 171 and then 170.76, we got a pretty big move to the downside that can happen. Pretty interesting, right? Apple is weak. SPY is sitting right back in the wedge. VIX is breaking to the downside. Interesting. Head and shoulder and Apple hourly. It's not very clean. All right, this is definitely not an inverse head and shoulders or head and shoulders. Ooh, extremely strong. This level on Google was massive. Right, couldn't break over for a long time. Once it broke, straight to the upside. Rivian, not looking at it anymore, not it. Yeah. Full pullback to this previous resistance, right? Previous resistance acting as support, up 1.27% here in pre-market. No setup there, really. Boeing, maybe even draw it like that, but kind of just forcing something there. Straight chop. CVS broke down yesterday, right? This previous support, previous double bottom, broke right through. All right, so that's really everything I'm looking at. AI, or a huge move to the upside from this wedge break, kind of consolidating at this previous resistance again. But I'm just going to focus on these names here: Tesla, Amazon, Netflix, Coin, and SPY. Yeah, Meta, I did. Right, we have this wedge that we broke out of, double bottom off of this yellow trend line, as well as this previous support. All right, so we have a full pullback of this breakout range, but now we're kind of just consolidating within. Target chop, right? No setup really, just kind of going back and forth here. And cat. Cat also, right? These names are just not volatile enough for me, right? Just my opinion, but not something really that I would play. How about Pack W? Okay. These small caps is not something that I trade, but based off the chart, it's just too choppy. Right? These names move pretty much just off news, which is what small caps is pretty much all about. BABA, right? We have this rising wedge, but we have this previous resistance that acted as resistance, that acted as resistance, that acted as support, right? Oh, we have earnings today. Oh no, Thursday. We have earnings Thursday. Huh. Right, but I really like this wedge that we have. How I'm approaching SPY, sure. Right, we're in the middle of this range again on SPY. We have these higher lows, lower highs. We saw a fake breakdown yesterday, right, which caused a lot of people to go short, which was totally okay. right? It's what you should have done, right, based off the price action. But now we're up 0.45% here in pre-market, right back in the middle of this range. We could break over that high that we created yesterday of 412 points. Let me change this level here. 412.32. We could break over this. I like calls again, right? Especially with VIX breaking down like this, we could see it move to 16.7. I do like calls through that level, right? Tesla looks pretty bullish if we can break through that 169.52. Amazon looks great. We could break 114.79. You know, a bunch of names look good, but the only thing that, you know, I would be cautious about is Apple, right? Apple obviously has a huge weighting to the market, and it's down 0.4%, right? If this breaks support, it's going to hold back a bunch of other names, right? So again, we need to see what happens with SPY as, again, we're in this just incredible chop. Okay. Let me know if anyone has any questions about any of that. You got it. You got it. EMPH, it's not really a name to trade, but you sold 160 puts for 519. So that's this week. I mean, we're at support, right? If it breaks through here, then I would probably roll into like a 150 put further out, right? But you gotta make sure the premiums work in your favor. But I mean, it's at support, so it just needs to hold here. Thoughts on Neo? Based on the chart, right? We're kind of flagging here. Kind of have this, do they have a triangle? Oh yeah. Right, we kind of have, let's see, how can I draw this thing? This triangle, boom. I gotta use this triangle feature more, just so you guys could see a better, clearer picture. But we kind of have this triangle here. If it can hold this double bottom that we have, start to form this base, potentially see a breakout. I'm going to start to use this triangle more often. Triangles is what we're looking for every time. Here. Triangle. Breakout. All right, AI had a perfect one. Triangle. Triangles lead to breakouts. Actually, Apple kind of has a perfect bear flag. Right? I can even draw it with like a flagpole. There you go. So if this breaks through, outside can definitely see a nice move. Big wedge on QQQ daily. You're talking about this wedge here? Yeah, like that just looks like it's ready to see downside. But we'll see. Time will tell. Look where we're at on Apple though. I had this previous resistance with a double top right below. So something's definitely setting up. Something's definitely setting up. If everyone could drop a like on the video, that'd be great. Apple broke down already. Did it? Pre-market? Oh yeah, look at that. So it tested it here on pre-market and bounced. So if this can break 170.76, we could definitely see a nice move to the downside. Looks pretty good. Maybe we'll see a retest of this wedge. Stay. Need to wait. All right. Any last minute questions before we switch over to the Discord? Speak now or forever hold your peace. On coin, how would I know if the price holds? You just need to see how price reacts at these levels, right? These wicks is what you look for, right? You want to see these wicks on the bottom come in, right? That means buyers are stepping in, right? Just like this, right? We have a previous support, have a fake out with a wick to the upside, right? It always happens, right? Just how on the upside, right? On the top, right? We have this previous resistance, we fake out to the upside, create this wick triple top here, right? 1, 2, 3, and pull back to the downside. Here as well, right? This previous support acted as support, right? Acted as support, but we saw a fake out before it moved to the upside, right? Always happens. Always happens. All right, so what would be classic here is, right, pull back to around here, a little consolidation, move to the downside, and then, right, we reclaim and move up. That would be classic. I do not wait for candle close. I just watch how price reacts. SPY's pushing here in pre-market. How did I learn how to chart? Just by doing it and watching people. You just got to do it. You got to do it yourself. All right. All right. Appreciate everyone stopping by. Let's head over to the Discord. I will see you guys there.